Thanks, Ryan. It's my privilege to get to introduce our next speaker, Mark Reynolds. Mark is the Deputy Director of the Retirement System of Alabama. He served for 22 years as the Legislative Counsel for the Retirement System and was named Deputy Director in 2001. In that position, he works with the legislature, the Governor's Office, and the Finance Office in matters related to programs administered by the Retirement System of Alabama. And if you think of those three organizations and individuals he works with, that is no small task. So we're proud to have him do that for us. Please join me in extending a warm RSA welcome to Mark Reynolds.
With retirement and the legislation and the political climate, there's a bunch of that happening today. Two big things. I guess first start with the legislature. And we probably saw more legislative changes this year, or if not in fact changes, discussions about substantial changes than we've seen since when I first came to work. When I first came to work in 1975, we had big changes back then. That was, would that be the beginning of the good times for state employees? They increased the formula to 2% to let everybody buy military service. They changed the average final salary from 5 years to 3 years. Retirees all got a cost of living raise that year. And then on the downside, the retirement contribution went up from 4 to 5%. But it was a heck of a deal. That all happened in one session and all came together in 1 year. This year we made some corrections. We wiped out the drop program. We increased the contributions, more than they've ever been increased before. We had some bills to totally restructure the board that were introduced, but didn't make it. There was talk of changing the benefits, and I think those two items will come back forward and change some benefits again. As we said, y'all are okay. It's primarily going to be for new employees. Even I won't be okay under the retirement scenario. I won't be under Williams. He's going to get me when I retire. I can't stick it out till 65. And that's starting to look more improbable every day, but we'll see. Probably the worst bill I've seen in my life relative to retirement was the one that they had this year to restructure the board and for the employees' retirement system. That bill completely wiped out the current board. It put a new board in place. It had 13 members. There were various token representatives for the employees. But the staggering thing about that bill was it was a board that was 13 members. One person had 7 absolute appointments to that board, either by making the name of the individual or putting one of his cabinet members that he appointed in there, as well as being on himself, and that person was the governor. Now, I have no misconception that Governor Bentley was behind that, or that it might even be a problem with Governor Bentley in there. But if something like that's passed, one day you're going to see some folks go to jail. It's just going to happen. I don't care how honest they are. With $25 billion, you will have people coming, soliciting the business. It'll be political. We see it happen all over the United States, California, New York, a couple others. If you don't believe it, do a little research. Get out, Google. You will see it. I don't care, what kind of people you've got in, what kind you have in time. That is a recipe for disaster. Not only for the board members themselves, but for all the people that they represent. So that, I fully expect a new bill to come back. I don't think it will be like that. Can't hear. Well, that better? Is that better? But anyway, that's coming, and I don't think it will pass. I think the legislature was a little too brutal this year. I mean, I really do. We had a new group in, and some of y'all might have voted for some of them. You know, I certainly did, not all of them. If you read the advisor, I imagine most of you do, because Dr. Bronner's just too entertaining not to read. But he made the comment, all those folks that wanted change, congratulations, you got it. And we did. You know, it's kind of one of those things, be careful what you ask for. But with all the things they did with the teachers, the state employees, you know, we got problems. I'll be the first to admit that. They needed to be addressed, but they didn't solve any problems this year. They absolutely did not solve a problem. They did a bunch of stuff, and it was very mean as far as the state employees and teachers were concerned. They had a little much too fun being mean. Some of them did, and when they go back home, they're going to learn some lessons about the consequences of doing things. When they come back, I don't think you're going to have this big bad machine as we had it last year. It'll still be there, but it's not going to operate at will like it used to. Anyway, I hope it doesn't. And I think I've talked to enough people. I feel pretty confident in saying that. But you have to ask, why did all that happen? And the reason it happened, or part of the reason, is because our benefit structures. And when I talk about benefits, it's one thing William and I don't stay on the same page with all the time. You have got to talk about insurance and retirement together. They're just too intertwined and too complex not to. And this bill that William passed, he absolutely had to have that. And I had to have it on the teacher's side. I do insurance for the teachers, so, you know, we ride down that same bumpy, awful road, you know, all the time. And it's tough. It's 10 times tougher than retirement is. We had to have some changes. And what we did in the bill that he talked about, I got the same thing in place for the teachers. Teachers and state employees are a little different, not much, so there's different nuances to it. But basically, we're doing the same thing with teachers that they're doing with state employees. And what we're really trying to do is say, guys, y'all are retiring too early, and it's killing us. It's killing us on the insurance side, and it's not helping much on retirement. Retirement, we're going to have to make some changes long term. You know, when Mr. Floyd got up and talked about his mom's life expectancy and our life expectancy, well, guess what? Our retirement plan was designed back in the 40s. And it's been tweaked a little bit.